Hello friends. Welcome to my channel knowledgewithhadi. Folks are usually about as happy as they make their minds up to be. Abraham Lincoln. Whatever you are, be a good one. Abraham Lincoln. Do I not destroy my enemies when I make them my friends? Abraham Lincoln. America will never be destroyed from the outside. If we falter and lose our freedoms, it will be because we destroyed ourselves. Abraham Lincoln. My best friend is a person who will give me a book I have not read. Abraham Lincoln. My concern is not whether God is on our side, my greatest concern is to be on God's side, for God is always right. Abraham Lincoln. I'm a success today because I had a friend who believed in me and I didn't have the heart to let him down. Abraham Lincoln. Books serve to show a man that those original thoughts of his aren't very new after all. Abraham Lincoln. When I do good, I feel good. When I do bad, I feel bad. That's my religion. Abraham Lincoln. Those who deny freedom to others, deserve it not for themselves. Abraham Lincoln. Please subscribe my channel Knowledge with Hadi. I am a slow walker, but I never walk back. Abraham Lincoln.
Whenever I hear anyone arguing for slavery, I feel a strong impulse to see it tried on him personally. Abraham Lincoln. There are no bad pictures, that's just how your face looks sometimes. Abraham Lincoln. I can see how it might be possible for a man to look down upon the earth and be an atheist, but I cannot conceive how a man could look up into the heavens and say there is no God. Abraham Lincoln. Those who look for the bad in people will surely find it. Abraham Lincoln. I don't like that man. I must get to know him better. Abraham Lincoln. When you reach the end of your rope, tie a knot and hang on. Abraham Lincoln. I am not bound to win, but I am bound to be true. I am not bound to succeed, but I am bound to live up to what light I have. Abraham Lincoln. You can fool some of the people all of the time, and all of the people some of the time, but you cannot fool all of the people all of the time. Abraham Lincoln. We are not enemies, but friends. We must not be enemies. Though passion may have strained, it must not break our bonds of affection. The mystic chords of memory will swell when again touched, as surely they will be, by the better angels of our nature. Abraham Lincoln. I laugh because I must not cry, that is all, that is all. Abraham Lincoln. No man is poor who has a godly mother. Abraham Lincoln. The best way to predict your future is to create it. Abraham Lincoln. Always bear in mind that your own resolution to succeed is more important than any one thing. Abraham Lincoln. Character is like a tree and reputation its shadow. The shadow is what we think it is and the tree is the real thing. Abraham Lincoln. All that I am or ever hope to be, I owe to my angel mother. Abraham Lincoln. If I were two-faced, would I be wearing this one? Abraham Lincoln. I have been driven many times upon my knees by the overwhelming conviction that I had nowhere else to go. My own wisdom and that of all about me seemed insufficient for that day. Abraham Lincoln. Please subscribe my channel Knowledge with Hadi. I would rather be a little nobody, than to be a evil somebody. Abraham Lincoln. Be sure you put your feet in the right place, then stand firm. Abraham Lincoln. You can fool some of the people all of the time, and all of the people some of the time, but you cannot fool all of the people all of the time. Abraham Lincoln. I am not bound to win, but I am bound to be true. I am not bound to succeed, but I am bound to live up to what light I have. Abraham Lincoln. When you reach the end of your rope, tie a knot and hang on. Abraham Lincoln. I don't like that man. I must get to know him better. Abraham Lincoln. Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree and I will spend the first 4 sharpening the axe. Abraham Lincoln. Tact, the ability to describe others as they see themselves. Abraham Lincoln. Please subscribe my channel Knowledge with Hadi. Elections belong to the people. It's their decision. If they decide to turn their back on the fire and burn their behinds, then they will just have to sit on their blisters. Abraham Lincoln. If you once forfeit the confidence of your fellow citizens, you can never regain their respect and esteem. It is true that you may fool all of the people some of the time, you can even fool some of the people all of the time, but you can't fool all of the people all of the time. Speech at Clinton, Illinois, September 8, 1854. Abraham Lincoln. My father taught me to work, but not to love it. I never did like to work, and I don't deny it. I'd rather read, tell stories, crack jokes, talk, laugh, anything but work. Abraham Lincoln. As a nation, we began by declaring that all men are created equal. We now practically read it: all men are created equal, except Negroes. When the know-nothings get control, it will read: all men are created equal, except Negroes, and foreigners, and Catholics. When it comes to this, I should prefer emigrating to some country where they make no pretense of loving liberty, to Russia, for instance, where despotism can be taken pure, and without the base alloy of hypocrisy. Abraham Lincoln. It is difficult to make a man miserable while he feels worthy of himself and claims kindred to the great God who made him. Abraham Lincoln. I am not concerned that you have fallen, I am concerned that you arise. Abraham Lincoln. The Bible is not my book nor Christianity my profession. I could never give assent to the long, complicated statements of Christian dogma. Abraham Lincoln, Speeches and Writings 1832 to 1858. I have come to the conclusion never again to think of marrying, and for this reason, I can never be satisfied with anyone who would be blockhead enough to have me. Abraham Lincoln. You can have anything you want if you want it badly enough. You can be anything you want to be, do anything you set out to accomplish if you hold to that desire with singleness of purpose. Abraham Lincoln. With malice toward none, with charity for all, with firmness in the right as God gives us to see the right, let us strive on to finish the work we are in, to bind up the nation's wounds, to care for him who shall have borne the battle and for his widow and his orphan, to do all which may achieve and cherish a just and lasting peace among ourselves and with all nations. Abraham Lincoln. Die when I may, I want it said of me by those who knew me best, that I always plucked a thistle and planted a flower where I thought a flower would grow. Abraham Lincoln. It is said an Eastern monarch once charged his wise men to invent him a sentence to be ever in view, and which should be true and appropriate in all times and situations. They presented him the words, and this too, shall pass away. How much it expresses! How chastening in the hour of pride! How consoling in the depths of affliction! Abraham Lincoln. Those who deny freedom to others deserve it not for themselves, and, under a just God, cannot retain it. Abraham Lincoln. Thanks for watching my video. Please like, subscribe my channel Knowledge with Hadi.